What's up guys, this is Ronnie. Welcome back to tutorial 100. So finally guys, we made it. So this is tutorial number 100. I'm super excited. I hope you guys are also feeling the same way whatever I'm feeling right now. So thanks for everyone, thanks for collaborative effort. It is not only my effort, it is actually the love, the support, whatever you guys are giving. This is tremendous, and it actually gives me the inspiration, motivation to create again and again and come back with new tutorial, new topic and new use case. So thank you very much guys. It was a wonderful journey, and still it is not finished. Probably the tutorial length or maybe the count of videos will be increased day by day, because Neo4j is not a small or tiny topic, it's a huge topic. So I'll go on and create more contents and other use cases, whatever is coming in my way. And definitely you guys can also send me some of your topics, use cases, so that it will be beneficial for everyone. It will be also learning for me and as well as all the other member audience students. Okay, so without wasting wasting some time, let's start with the actual topic. The topic of today is how to set property on your existing Neo4j node using Apoc procedure and Python. For example, you already created some few nodes or some nodes, and within that nodes you already set some sort of property. Now the requirement is to create some node more properties to your Neo4j node using Apoc procedure and Python. So always my tutorials are having two parts. Initial part is using CYPHER or plain CYPHER queries, and the second part is going to be the same thing with the Python code. So same thing is going to be followed in this tutorial. There is not much exception for this tutorial as well. So same thing I'll be going to follow the same pattern. So first part will be pure CYPHER, and the second part will be CYPHER and Python. So set properties to Neo4j node using Apoc procedure and Python. This is very simple topic. For example, I have created this sample graph, and if you see, the graph is having 5 nodes, and each node is having one property called name, Nancy, Ronnie, and this sort of things. ID is not required because it came actually by default. You don't have to worry about that. So now my job is to put some sort of new properties. For example, I'll be going to set 2 new property. One is called class and one is called city, and we'll be going to do this thing using simple CYPHER query. Initially I'll be going to write down one line of Apoc procedure, and after that we'll be going to do the same thing using Jupyter notebook or Python ID. Okay, so let's switch on to my Jupyter notebook. So let me check whether I have already created this graph. If not, then I have to spend some time to creating the graph. So let me check. Actually, I believe I did this thing. So okay, I created. So if you see, I have 5 nodes, and each node is having few properties. One is ID, one is name. So if I click on graph, the graph representations are like this. So now we'll be going to add some or set some new properties, and we'll be going to do this thing using Apoc. So first of all, match A, then with collect A as nodes. This is very simple actually. And after that, call Apoc create. It should be set properties. So I'll be going to put this nodes actually. So nodes is a list. It's going to accept list. And second thing will be the keys or the property names in the form of list. So it will be section, okay, and let's say city, and I'll be going to use the same value for everything. So it is going to be high, and maybe city is London. So what will happen, every node will be going to have these 2 additional property called section and city, and the value will be high and London respectively. And after that, yield node and return node. So this is a 2-minute tutorial. So this is very simple thing, but if you guys understand, or if you guys are give attention to this line, you will be able to understand that for every node this value will be assigned for this thing. But this actually bullshit. In your real world scenario, this is not going to happen, because Rahul should not have the city equals to London, or maybe he's not part of higher section. Maybe he could have junior, intermediate, advanced, maybe whatever, or maybe he's living in some other city, maybe Reading, Yorkshire, Birmingham, maybe different thing. So how to do that, that will be done in the next tutorial. That will be more advanced or intermediate part. So will be that time we'll be going to like set the properties dynamically by reading some CSV file. Okay, so for understanding just the concept of this Apoc procedure, try to understand this thing. We have to call this procedure, and after that you have to like pass your list. Okay, and in the list you have to pass the different keys and the values. Okay, so let's run this thing. Okay, it's completed. Let me just go and see the text representation of this thing. If you see here, the city is London, and the section is high has been assigned to everyone. And if you click on the graph, and if you click, see city London and section is high. Here also city is London, section high, city is London, section high, city London, section high, city. So everything is fine. So what I'll do now, let me just copy this thing. Okay, so the CYPHER part is completed. So what I'll do, I'll go and paste this thing here. Okay, done. Okay, now I'll be go and take the screenshot, cause screenshot is very much important, cause I always forgot and you guys keep on asking me after the video. So I don't want to miss that again, cause it will like waste of time. So just bear with me, cause I know when you are trying to learn something and if you're not getting like proper material, it is kind of very frustrating. So I don't want to do this mistake again. So whenever I upload something in my GitHub repository, I'll make sure that I update with all the required resource. And I know for the newcomers it is very important to provide all the resource, because when I started learning Neo4j, that time also it was very much important for me to get all the documentation, screenshots and everything ready. Okay, so next thing, using Python. So before I do this thing using Python, so what I'll do now, I'll try to add some few more properties. So maybe 2 more properties on top of this thing, because it is already done, so I should not go ahead and delete and create these nodes again. So what we'll do on top of this thing, I'll add 2 more properties. Okay, so let me first give a name to this tutorial. So it will be Neo4j, then tutorial, and after that it will be 100. Okay, and let me write tutorial 100. Okay, so next thing will be how to set properties to Neo4j node using Epoch procedure. Okay, that's it. So next, click on this thing. Okay, let me add few more cells. This is done. So let me just import the modules using from Neo4j import graph database. Then let me just create the driver object. So it should be graph database dot driver. Okay, and after that we'll be going to write the URI and authentication parameter. So it should be Neo4j, and it should be my password for the database like this. And again let me repeat this thing. This is not recommended to use this hard-coded user ID and password. Always try to use environment variable or some sort of config file, so that your like user ID and password should not be present in the code. Okay, so then the session is going to be driver dot session. So once this is done, let me execute this thing. I got some error. It means there is some problem. What is the problem? It is saying service unavailable, maybe some error. So maybe I think it should be Neo4j. So that is why the error, user ID and password is invalid. So this is fine. So now let me write down the query. Okay, so query is already written here. I'll just copy paste this thing from here. Okay, so let me copy paste this thing, but I'll change this thing. So probably I can write university. Okay, and maybe I can write subject, or maybe course. So course is more realistic to have same value. So university is London London Green. I don't know whether there is any university with this name or not, but still. And maybe course CPS to 1 to 3 1 to 1. Okay, so that's it. So let me execute this thing, and after that it should be session equals to session dot run equals to q1. Okay, and maybe I can write results equals to this, and data equals to results dot data, like this, and after that I'll print data. So let me check here, where is that thing? Okay, so I have this many, like 1 2 3 4, total 4 properties is there. So after executing this thing I will get some more properties. Okay, so let me execute this thing. So it's done. So see, I got node, I got this thing. So University is London Green. So University London Green has been added successfully. So let me execute this thing from here once again. See, University London has been added. So that's cool. Whatever we are trying to achieve, we achieved. Okay, so same thing, there is no point of showing this thing here. If you see here, see, University London Green added, University London Green added. So that's it. I believe you guys understood the tutorial, understood the context of this tutorial, why I'm trying to do this thing. So now just think about the actual use case. So I'm just going to give you the use case so that you guys can do some sort of homework and come back in the next tutorial before I actually create the tutorial. So try to create a file with some properties and try to like add those properties or set those properties to your existing node. So once these things are done, then we'll talk about a bit more kind of API or the application like application development point of view. For example, your job is to develop some application which where user will go and input some values or maybe multiple values as an input, and in the form of key value pair, like user can select column name and the value, or maybe property name and value, and once the user hits enter or submit button, it will go and update those things inside your node or specific node or any selected node. So everything should be kind of dynamic, so not like static, like every nodes or every attribute will have same, every node will be updated, or every node will be going to have the same value for the all properties. No, you have to make it more specific, more realistic, so that it will be going to help you in your future project, future like assignment, whatever. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you once again. This is 100 tutorial. I'm super happy. So maybe we'll upload a few more tutorials over the weekend. So try to do some sort of practice, come up with your new ideas or new use cases. We'll try to include all those things in the playlist as well. And in between, if you guys are having any doubt, question, feedback, if you want to provide some feedback, if you are not happy with our content, if you want us to improve our quality, please feel free to write me. We'll always try to cooperate and always try to improve our quality. So that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, and have a nice day.